This seems quite telling and a little concerning to me. Check this out.
I want to ask you a separate but related question.
Sure.
This week, the acting Navy secretary said that the Taiwan arms sale is on hold because of the Iran war. Here's what he said here.
Now we're doing a pause in order to make sure we have the munitions we need for Epic Fury, which we have plenty, but we're just making sure we have everything. But then the foreign military sales will continue when the administration deems necessary.
Do long-term contracts typically have that kind of nexus with our current operations? Does what he said make sense? And if it does, what does that say about our military readiness right now?
Right now, with a lot of foreign military sales, they come through starts and stops, right? And they might have paused. It might have had something to do. This is informed speculation. Might have had something to do with some of the negotiations that we had with China in President Trump's recent trip, which is pretty successful. But we'll really just have to see how that plays out. But also, we've made it really clear, both at the uniform level and also at the secretary level, that we have the munitions we need. Yes, munition stockpiles are always a concern. We always make sure we want to have more than enough to do what we want to do. But I'm not terribly concerned about that right now, and I'm sure that our posture with regard to Taiwan, I think we're doing all right there.
Okay. All right, Tom Sauer, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
Great to talk to you.
So, first of all, that guy's been super biased throughout this whole interview. So he's just gonna always say, positive. But first of all, how can our posture be oh, we're doing all right there on our posture? Oh yeah, that's just ridiculous to question. Well, we aren't giving them the arms or selling them the arms because of a war in Iran that's been on ceasefire for a while and has really not been much of a war, hasn't went on for very long, and has just been kind of a one-sided battle. It's just been us striking them, really, for the most part. And so, for one, we're not able to continue, we knew that we were going into this with Iran. It's not like we got surprised and got a strike against us in a surprise attack. So we knew we were going into this with Iran, and we're still not able to have the enough arms to, follow through with the sales to Taiwan. So that's not very good. This hasn't really been that much going on in Iran. It hasn't been, like I said, much of a war. So we can't even handle that, plus the Taiwan sales doesn't look good for if we were in an actual serious war. And then to brush this off, oh, so we have more than enough and all this, blah, blah. If we had more than enough, then we would still be selling to Taiwan. Also about Taiwan, Taiwan is going to probably get taken over by China. I actually thought that China would do it under Trump instead of under Biden, because it's actually, people would speculate the opposite, because Trump is supposed to be the strong president and stuff. But with Taiwan, it's really about establishment. We have this treaty to abide by, but someone that's not from the establishment, it's just kind of this treaty this was stupid. We shouldn't have done this. And I'm sorry to have to back out of this deal with you guys, but that's kind of what we have to do. And I expected Trump would kind of do that, because if China goes in on Taiwan, we're really gonna step in militarily and fight China. So anyways, yeah, China, to me, China is gonna get taken over by or Taiwan's gonna get taken over by China anyways. But yeah, that doesn't look good that we can't support both of those two things at once, considering Taiwan's not in a war and we're in a ceasefire. And like I said, it's been a one-sided war, and it's been not that long. So this is really sad. This should have been a very minute dent into our stockpile. So, yeah, that's not too good. And Taiwan's not even in the war. So what if Taiwan was in a war? Could we even fund them? Obviously not. China. Oh, it's a great posture for Taiwan. No worries on the posture. China's definitely seeing that as, if we go in on Taiwan, if they can't even continue to support Taiwan when we're not in on them, when we go in on them, they're definitely not going to be able to support them. So, yeah. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Bye.